Hi guys, welcome to The Perspective. This is your girl Raylene Inez.
And this is Destinee.
And welcome to The Perspective.
Hey you all.
Man, how was your week this week, Destinee?
My week has been awesome. Awesome sauce.
Tell us why it's been so awesome, girl.
Because I've been really manifesting everything that I've been wanting, like things and goals that I've like set for myself like a year prior. Like, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna see myself in this position, in this situation, doing XYZ with my girls. And it's really unfolding, and what I'm talking about is I've been booking gigs. Like, I just got an email like maybe not too long ago prior to the show, and for me to come in for an audition for a big clothing company that's like Forever 21. So I'm like really excited about that.
Hey.
I had like an audition yesterday. I had an audition and a photo shoot, and life has just been so good to me. Like, once you stay, I've been reading more. Like, once you stay, I bought a book for $1. It's called Resistant Happiness. I'm gonna tell y'all about it once I'm done reading it. No, I read the first paragraph and it was like, you wake up in the morning, your alarm wakes you up, and you either A, wake up, or B, hit the snooze button. Most people hit the snooze button. You think no big deal, right? No, you're wrong. You just lost your first battle of resistance of the day. And that kind of sets your tone for the day. You battle resistance. But I'm real interested in trying to read more into it. So once I get into it, I'm going to tell y'all. But, yeah, I just been reading more. Like, I've been, being real conscious about staying on the bright side of life and just letting all my good blessings come to me.
That's good. That's dope.
Sheesh. What about you?
Man.
What's with you, girl?
Like, my week went... Well, not in a bad... No, I'm not going to say in a bad way, because everything that I went through this week was real painful. Like, Monday, I went to the ER.
Oh.
Kidney infection. I was drinking too many sodas last week. When y'all see me with that Pepsi in my hand,
I told her.
I couldn't let it go. I was drinking them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, end up in the ER. Had to get my car fixed. What else? Oh, then I just came from the dentist. They just got done drilling my teeth.
You just
just cannot catch a break this week. But besides all of that, I've been good myself. Just working on stuff for The Perspective, and just living life and just being happy with who I am. And
good job.
It's like I'd rather be happy than to be mad.
Yeah,
like, when you walk around mad all day, it's just like, We all had a good weekend. You had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. But in the weekend of Charlottesville, Virginia, this past weekend, a big brawl breaks out. So there was an anti-racism, a protest? And next thing we know, somebody's challenger just drives through the rally and killed one girl. She was 32 years old and injured 19 people.
Yeah.
Seriously?
That's terrorism. That's a terrorist attack to me.
That is a terrorist attack.
To me, in my eyes.
These people are protesting about anti-racism, trying to come together as one. And this 20-year-old from Ohio, what was his name? James Alex Fields Jr. decides to just take his challenger and just ram it through the
crowd of people.
That's sad. Like, why would you do that?
He claimed that they crowded around him and they startled him.
And he's getting charged with second-degree murder. Not even first. That bothers me so much.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, someone is dead off of your decisions and your actions. And it's just like, that woman didn't deserve that.
Definitely not. Especially because she was out there protesting for the greater good.
Exactly.
And she wasn't even of color. That's what made it even more like
she out there.
But that just goes to show, we're not in this battle alone. There's people fighting this battle with us. But it's just like that stupidity. I feel like it shouldn't be a shocker to people though for what's going on in Charlottesville. If people don't know like the background of what's going on, a group of alt-right, that's what they're called, I guess. A group of alt-right people, so to speak. I'm not going to even be negative. The people, they're protesting the removal of a Confederate general statue.
Okay.
Now, most the Confederate flag is associated with, you know, the KKK and that sort of nature. And these protesters, I don't mean to laugh, but they just look stupid. But they were walking around was it the University of Virginia?
Yeah.
With tiki torches, you know, protesting about the removal of this statue. Why is there a Confederate statue up? And ain't no statues of Obama, but it just goes to show where this country is and what's been kind of, to me, it's something that's been slipping under our nose, or like we're like turning the blind eye to it, like about what's really like in this country. People are acting shocked, like, oh my God, like, do you hear what's going on out there? It's like, no, this is a result of their privilege. Like,
exactly.
They feel the need, like, it's way more going on in this world, in this country alone, for you to be pissed off and protest about a statue removal, about somebody that, you know, wasn't a positive person that you should have a statue of in the first place. And then to hear our own, he not my president, hashtag, to hear, you
Mr.
know,
Trump,
talk about it's both sides and how, you know, the removal of the statue, how can we know our history? Like, first of all, this is not our history, boo-boo. I'm gonna go get on you. This is not our history, boo-boo. This is your history. The history that you want us to know, our oppressors want us to know. This ain't got nothing to do with me. And I commend the people who took that extra step to show those protesters, like, oh, y'all mad about this statue being removed? All right, come on, we about to go remove the rest.
For real.
And, you know, roped it up and
pulled it down.
But did you know one of the women in that video got arrested for that? Yes. And what pisses me off, because I seen another video about a 20-year-old black man getting beat with poles by the you know, the protesters.
What?
Yeah, he said, you know, he said he thought he was gonna die, like, if it wasn't for people coming to, you know, to his aid to help him. But nobody in that video got arrested.
Wow. And were they all?
It's just like, I feel first and foremost, people should not. I feel like the news is a systematic tool to keep our vibrations down. So
I hate watching the news.
Please do not take that and instill fear in your heart about what's going on out there. Because granted, yes, there's a lot of hate, but it's love. It's love out here. It's a lot of love going on. But I also feel like you should see this as an eye opener to. This is not our country. This is not something that you should want to be a part of. Any system that they have, you know, brought forth to the table that we've been following, like, break away from this. Break away. I feel like people shouldn't use this to fuel their anger or fuel their hate, you know? You can't fight hate with hate. You can't fight fire with fire.
You gotta fight it back with love.
It just also shows, like, I personally, it's so crazy because before this even happened, I was at a friend's house. It was a group of friends, and we were talking about, you know, race and things like that, because my friend, she made the comment, it's so crazy. She was like, I feel like it's going to be a race war. And I was like, you really feel like that? And she's like, yeah, like, it's just this country, it's just dark, like, it gotta get real ugly. And I'm like, I personally don't feel that way. And another one of my friends made the comment about these particular group of men, white men, and how they know that they're at the bottom of the totem pole. Yeah. They know that they have to create systems to keep them afloat. School systems, the working system, financial system, like, they have to create things to separate and divide us to keep them afloat. Because I honestly, I'm going to make this statement, I feel like the creator was a black woman. So
you do?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good,
like, not the creator, like, as in God, but
like, first woman.
I feel like woman came first, not man. I feel like it's backwards. Because if you think about it, look at, this is a whole nother topic that we need. Okay.
back. That's why I was like, ooh, really go into that. It sounded so good. I'm like, how do
I feel like woman came first because if you think about real quick, if you think about it, if in the Bible it states that Eve was made from Adam's rib, but women are childbearers. We give birth. So how is it that in the Bible, a white man's mechanism tool, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, in the Bible, it says that Eve was made from his rib. So wouldn't babies be popping out of dudes' rib cages and not out of our vaginas?
That makes... okay. That's all.
Anyways, back to what I was saying.
I'm like, we gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it what was I saying? You made me forget. See, I tried to jump back into it real quick because I knew I was going to lose it. You know how I am with my thoughts because I have a lot up here. But, no, seriously, though, like...
Can't think about what you're talking about?
No.
As far as what happened in Charlotte, I just send my prayers and all my good energy towards there because... People got to understand when you fight hate with hate, it's only going to become worse. It's like the fire is just going to.
I got back what I was saying. I got it back, y'all. Okay, I'm waiting.
I'm done. I want you to get back to it because I don't want you to forget.
He's so nice and courteous. No, seriously though. And my friend, she was saying like, you know, they come up with these systems to keep us below them, and they have to be the head of the pack because they know. Honestly, I feel like other races, Asian, shout out to my Asian people, my Hispanic people, and my black people, because I feel like we can outsmart and out-hustle and outwit a white person. That's just how I feel. So they created these tools of oppression to keep us down. Because black people, if you know your strength as a black person and you just know what you have within, you will become unstoppable. And certain tools, if you think about it, throughout time, like when, for example, the mid-60s, mid-70s, when, you know, black middle-class families were thriving.
For real.
And really, you know, they were in the workforce and they were really creating these lives and businesses for, you know, future generations to come. They were building the cities up around them, building black communities, and then, boom, you got drugs enter. And that just really, from that, we're barely bouncing back from that.
Absolutely.
So it's like they created these things, and I feel like another thing is like the phones too. They feel like they tried to use the internet to keep us down, but they didn't even know they gave us a tool to unleash some stuff that has never been even thought of, that has never even came across our mind. We're grabbing our culture back. We're grabbing our pride, ourselves back, you know, because we're lost. So I feel like all of this stuff is just a domino effect of what they feel. They're losing their grip on society, their grip of their agenda to you know, of oppression to keep us down. Because a lot of time, if you think about it, in the past, a lot of our past generations and stuff, they didn't speak up upon certain things out of fear of retaliation. Absolutely. Fear of, you know,
they were real passive.
Yeah, but now we're like, and then throughout the 90s, that passiveness became full on anger and aggression, like, and now it's kind of like we're playing chess and not checkers. We're moving strategically throughout society in order to, you know, progress. Don't get me wrong, we'll still slap a nigga and make it look sexy, but for the most part, we're, you know, pressing on, and they're losing that grip. That's how I feel. Yeah. This is just a small part of a bigger problem for them, not for us. And that's why we don't need to feed into that. You know, don't give it the negative energy that creates. You know how I am on energy. If you give something, your thought process, your mentality, your actions, your energy, your emotions, it's gonna make that situation bigger. It's gonna. Especially if most of her people are adding that energy into it, it's just going to create a bigger and bigger mess.
Absolutely.
So it's like, don't even, you know, think of it. I actually laughed because I saw a meme. It was like, how they're mad about, you know, something about their culture, but they were culture appropriating, because I always say white people are culture vultures. They steal for other cultures and try to make it their own. But how they were protesting, they were holding tiki torches. It's like, okay, that's from the Pacific Islander culture. Like, come on, y'all couldn't go get no candles or nothing, bro. Like, but even then, it's like, okay, what are y'all protesting with tea? Like, this is not the 1700s. Like, that was like so barbaric to me. That just reminded me of the European Vicodin, like, dirty plague days that I learned about. What I learned about y'all people. That's what I learned about. Y'all had the plague and all that stuff. That's what y'all look like. Some modern day polo wearing, barbaric, ignorant mofos.
Going in.
That's how I feel.
Hear me out.
That's how I feel. They just look ignorant. Like, and I'm not going to give in to your oppression.
Way.
Like, I'm not going to give into it. Like, because I know, you know, that's just how I feel. And people need to look at the bigger picture. Like, we as people, we're really finding our way. Like, for example, two of my friends, they made the comment. They're not my friends. They're friends of a friend. They made the comment that down south, like, a lot of people don't refer to themselves as black anymore. They refer to themselves as melanated people. And I'm like, I like that. Like, that sounds like people. I'm a melanated woman. Like, you know, melanated men, melanated people, melanated cultures. Like, because black is something that they gave us. That's a color. That doesn't describe what we are.
That's true.
Same thing with African American. Those are two different continents. Yeah. We forget about South America as well, and then Africa is a continent. So it's like, how are we African American? And I was like, that is a great way to put it. Like,
absolutely. To
refer to yourself as a melanated woman, like, it sounds much more empowering than a black woman. It's like, okay, black people, black girls rock black, but it's like, let's change the lingo. Let's start taking back and changing things that they gave us and make it our own.
Exactly, absolutely.
I did.
And at this point, I just kind of feel like with all this that's going on, I just feel like with white people, they're realizing that they're becoming a minority as well.
Definitely.
They're
not becoming. They are the minority. Yeah. They just painted this picture for years that they were the majority, but they weren't, because people feared. People feared of speaking out, and they use fear tactics. Of course, you're going to be scared of a Klansman full of men with fire and all that stuff burning. Absolutely. And then black people, because we believe so much in, you know, the Lord and all of that, so they were burning crosses and all that. So of course that's a fear tactic. That's all fear tactics, to get you to not have a voice,
to be conformed of what they want you to do, pretty much. And at this point, it's kind of like we got to break free from that, take back everything that's ours, and make it even better, and make it, it's already ours, but we just gonna make it even better, pretty much. Like, y'all tried to do it, but we about to really show y'all.
Shake up.
Exactly what we came here to do, which is...
Real quick, speaking about shake up, you know it's an eclipse on Tuesday?
It is.
A solar eclipse.
I can't wait to see
10 a.m. It's going to be black. Certain parts of it, we're not going to be able to experience full total darkness, but some parts of the United States is going to be like nighttime. You're going to be able to see Venus and Mars and the stars, because it's going to go across the U.S. We're going to experience a partial solar eclipse.
I want to know when we're going to experience it, because I want to see it. I'm going to be up.
Tuesday at 10 a.m. I just said it.
So California going to be completely black?
No. We're going to be partially black.
I want to know when.
We're not going to be fully black. I just said that. It's only some parts of the United States that's going to be fully, total blackout blackness, like night and day. And they said it's even going to confuse some animals. They're going to think it turned night, and they're going to turn on their nighttime habits.
Oh,
it's going to be interesting. So it's going to be shake up in energy. So don't take that as something negative. Hold on to that. I'm preaching right now, but hold on to that negative, not the negative energy, but the shifts. Hold on to it and just embrace it and recognize that this is a shift of something for change. So change any bad habits you got, bad negative ways, negative vibes, negative
I'm
people.
trying to do that, because people been pointing
in this negative situation, don't let it define what's going on, what's the bigger picture. Keep these Let me stop with these preppies. But, yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the race wars, Black Lives Matter versus KKK, and also how to make a world a better place. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The page is white. Together we learn.
Hey, welcome back to The Perspective. All right, so on this week's segment of What's Your Perspective, we're talking about some things that are a bit touchy right now, but we're going to go ahead and just give you our perspective. So we're talking about the race war. The race war that's going on between ethnicities of all colors. What?
Wait.
What I do?
I'm sorry, I got lost because on my paper I got something totally different. You got race war first?
Yeah.
Oh, I got KKK and Black Lives Matter.
What you want to do?
What you want to do?
We could talk about
KKK. Okay. Sorry, y'all. We got a little fumbled. What?
What's up with me knocking my mic? Look. Okay. We back. All right. So KKK and Black Lives Matter. Okay. This is how I feel about it. I just kind of feel like they've been trying. I just feel like since Black Lives Matter has been created, they've been trying to tear it down, because I just kind of feel like with Black Lives Matter, we're trying to push for something for the greater good. It's just as much, because there's so much violence going on as far as with the police and African Americans, period. Let's just keep that all the way 100. I just don't understand when it comes to the KKK and Black Lives Matter, they want to try to make that a terrorist group. Yeah, there's violence that come with it because we're peacefully protesting. It's you guys that's messing up our peaceful protest that's making it violent because you don't like what we stand for. And my whole thing is KKK is trying to exterminate black people.
Not just black people,
but every
they have
race.
That white supremacy, Aryan race
White
is the best.
power.
Yeah, like they have that whole mentality.
Like that's not what we're here for, yo. Like and I don't know if you've seen on CNN, but they had the KKK member on there and had all his weapons and showing that. What?
But did you see, I think it was last year, they had a KKK Klans meeting in Anaheim, which is one of the most biggest chapters in the West Coast, by the way. Anaheim is very racist, but yeah, they had a Klans meeting out there, and the protesters tore it up.
I seen that when Trump was running for president around that time.
It was going down, like, so you have to expect that, because it's like you're coming with this violent. It's not even violent action, it's a violent message to promote hate. So you thinking that, and the same people that are trying to, tag Black Lives Matter as a terrorist group, they might not be KKK Klansmen, but they have that mentality of white supremacy.
Absolutely.
They have that racist mentality of, black people, they see no value in our lives. And that's where people forget that that's where Black Lives Matter is about. It's about the value. You're devaluing the black man, the black woman for some, because, Sandra Bland, Sarah name. You're devaluing our human rights as people. And I just read a story just yesterday. Black man was shot and killed in Watts.
I was just about to bring that up.
So it's like,
and he was unarmed.
They always claim that they're armed, but the videos, I seen the videos, a lady, she was recording it. He was on the floor, y'all, with his pants down. Like, that man wasn't armed. Shot, bleeding, rolling around in pain. That man wasn't armed. Yeah, when we see y'all, we gonna run, because we don't know what y'all, well, not me, but people don't know what you're gonna do. We say people don't
know
run.
Their true intentions.
We say don't run. We say put your hands up. Don't shoot, things of that nature. But in that given time, I can't judge a person's actions, because you don't know how somebody's going to act on impulse, when their adrenaline is running, when their heart is racing. You know that feeling when your heart sinks to your ass. Like, that feeling, you don't know how people are going to react. That's why I never hit, like I can't say I judge people for how they react towards,
certain things, situations.
And you don't know what's going on in their life. You just never know. So I try not to judge that part. But yeah, to me, it's not even the KKK. I'm going to break it down to you. 2017, they didn't disguise it. They didn't call it something else. It's called alt-right. And
I was reading that in some articles.
And basically, that's research. Alternative right-winged ideologies and, you know, thoughts about society, but the basis of it is still a disguise. It's basically they favor white nationalism, and to me that's a disguise for racism and white supremacy and neo-Nazism, because if you've seen them protesting, they were holding up the Hitler sign, they were doing the Hitler. So all of that is a disguise. Don't let that, you know, deter from what the real root of the issue is. You guys have this idea that you're above, when in all actuality, you can have whatever it is that you want, because quite frankly, I don't like how y'all think, how y'all operate anyway, how y'all act, y'all crazy, something off. But for real. But you can have that, but don't come preaching to the choir that you better than me, you higher than me, because that's what you're not. True. You're not higher than
Everyone
me. I don't care what you say. I don't care what. You're not higher than me. You're no better than me. I don't care what your name is, what family you come from, what title you hold in the workforce. Fuck your workforce. I don't care. Like, absolutely. You're not better than me in no way, shape, or form. And also with the whole neo-Nazism, people forget. People don't know. I'm not gonna even say forget, because a lot of people don't know that whole Hitler swastika thing associated with the Nazis. That didn't even start there. He took that from somebody else. And I tell you, I read a lot. The swastika originated from Eastern Asia culture. And with the religion, not even religion, the spiritual practices of Buddhism and Hinduism, the swastika stands for good luck, fortune, and promising success. And me being a spiritual person and believing the law of attraction, and you can attract whatever you think versus whether it's negative or positive, he used that and flipped that. And in Western culture, we take that as something that's hate, something, and it's not even our culture. This is, you know, the Americanized, what they implemented on us. Like, oh, this means hate, this means anger, this means that. And that also ties in with certain spiritual things like crystals, how they promote that as the devil and certain things like that. That is all a stem of the oppressive system that they created for us to think what they think. You know, how they think, what they want us to feel, how they want us to act. That's why they put certain things on the news. They don't put uplifting things on the news. They sure don't. They don't put things that make you... Yeah, they put a cute puppy for adoption, or a family that got their house saved from a fire. The firefighters gave their kids toys, but it's never really positive and enlightening that really you could take throughout your day and really think about it. You're not going to think about that little damn dog that's going to get adopted today that you seen on the news. You're not going to think about that family that, you know, got all the toys. Granted, it's good, but it's like, it's more negative on the news. The only thing I seen that was positive on the news that still carries with me in my spirit to this day was a boy from India. And he wanted to do something with GQ magazine. I guess he wants to be one of the editors. He made his resume. And he made his resume as a GQ magazine, and he got hired. That was the only thing that was like, Raylene, that's what made me be like, okay, Raylene, you can go. Yeah, but they don't put things to but other than that, they don't. Yeah, they don't. They don't put things to inspire us. It's just enlighten us. It's always it's something that, like, every time I watch the news, it's something negative, and I just get so irritated watching the news. Like, my granny, like, you watch the news? Oh, this girl got raped. I'll be like, I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry for the girl, but I don't want to hear that. Yeah, I'm not the one about to get raped. I'm doing what I have to do. And I feel like for years, everybody has known that the KKK we classified as a terrorist group. They try to classify Muslims and all of them as terrorists. That's homegrown terrorism, what happened in Virginia. Because that's taught. That's homegrown terrorism. You're taught to hate a certain kind of culture. You're taught to hate a certain person because of where they come from, and, you know, that separation tool. And it really boggles my mind that people get so mad because they want the KKK to be identified and labeled as a terrorist group. We already know. If you know that, don't, like, why put your energy to something you already know? You know that these people are promoting hate. You know that these people are not for the greater good of humanity. like Black Lives Matter. So it does not matter as what's on paper, what the news is saying. That's a psychological thing. Absolutely. As long as you know that these people are trying to help humanity and these people are trying to hate humanity, who cares what, you know, they're labeled as or what society says they are or
who cares?
aren't. That's how I feel about it. And more people need to realize that we should just be in our own lane. Like, why are we so caught up in trying to become a part when we have the brain power, the willpower, the confidence, the ambition and drive to create our own? Black Wall Street, for example, before the KKK burned it down.
That right there.
A community of schools, banks, libraries, grocery stores, everything, where doctors' offices, where the community and the black dollar circulated so many times before it even exited the community.
Yeah,
we need to be on that same type of mentality as a culture.
Absolutely.
To have that drive and energy and effort, as much energy and effort as you put into buying that new purse or get into something materialistic, you can put as much effort into buying property and stuff. And that's where it also goes back to the system. They don't teach you that. We preach so much. I didn't learn how to do taxes in high school. I didn't learn how to do this. I didn't learn how to do that. Duh, because they don't want to teach you that. Like, it's all a part of their system. If you can create, I've learned, I was reading this article about a lot of spiritual, like, black parents, they're letting their kids do this thing called free schooling, where they learn what they want to learn. It's not based on the Western civilization, because it's not based on the Western civilization's system of age and what you have to know by a certain age or you're technically left behind.
Wow.
That's what that system is built. If you don't know this by this, you're not up to par. You're not smart. You're not. And it's like, wait, what? Like, people are different. Not everybody's gonna learn on the same pace and learn at the same time, like with the same type of, you know, effort. So it's like the form of free schooling is you letting your child learn what they want to learn. And I read a story about some parents. They had 2 daughters, and one of their daughters was like really, she's 9, and she was really into culinary, and she could cook and do all of those things. So all of her learning experiences were based around like being in the kitchen with her dad and going to the grocery store and just learning about all of these different, you know, type of foods. And then she said the other daughter was 11 or 12, and she was more into programming and gaming and learning that aspect and how to anime and how to create, you know, characters in a game and things like that. And I'm like, that's a really interesting way of letting your kid learn, because I feel like going through the traditional schooling system, a kid that you don't, I didn't even know myself. Hell, I didn't know what I wanted to do, because they give you this set 10 list of what you should be, and when you don't meet that standard quo, it makes you feel like, well, damn, what am I doing? Yeah, like I'm beneath. I'm not on track. It creates that system. I was like, boom, mind blown.
That's really crazy.
So that's why I feel like we need to create our own, not necessarily in the free schooling aspect if that's not your thing, but just our own system of doing things and how we should be as a community, as a culture, as melanated people.
No, that's a really good way to put it. I also feel that way too, because at the end of it all I just feel like all the KKK is trying to do, all the white people are trying to do, is just tear us down.
They're losing their grip. They're
trying to just find any excuse to get us down. They're trying to figure out and find new ways,
like I said,
to put our vibrations down. And it's like, I feel like we're at a point where we're like, nope, not happening. I feel like we are shifting into trying to go into our own lane and trying to, you know, show them that we not finna even entertain what y'all finna do. You know?
I feel like the internet has helped us a lot, because back then when the KKK and all this stuff was around, a lot of black people, we didn't really have money, and our reliable source of communication was just through word of mouth or what we read in the magazines and the newspaper and what we saw, and you know, like what we heard. So it's like now it's everything is
all
just
out there,
expanded. It's like you cannot. it's no more tools of fear and tools of trying to, like, where we're scared of you. Like, it's no more of that. Time's up. Like, that's how I feel. And that's how I feel going into the next topic, what we was going to talk about. Race wars. Time's up. Like, as far as
I just feel like they're just trying to, like,
psychologically get us involved in their agenda of creating a civil war and
trying to bring us back to where we was in the 60s.
I feel like they just want you know, when they shut the it's not a state of emergency, martial law.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what their whole agenda they're pushing towards, you know, to create more, because they can't control us right now. So the only way to fuel people is through anger and hate. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, if we could get them mad, if we could get them angry, you know, because black people, we're much more reckless when we're mad.
Yeah.
We're they running around with tiki torches and silly string.
We gonna be busting something up.
We going crazy. So it's like they know that and they're pushing that agenda. So that's why I say with the race war, I feel like if you have all of this hate, like, keep it that way. Don't come over here. And I feel like more people are fighting it with, like I stated earlier, with more strategy, with more love for themselves, more love for our culture, like, absolutely, more love for our cities. We're not about to go tear down our city. Like, yeah, most people, you see certain, you know, things going on with the certain stores being vandalized and stuff, but this is not. If you think about it, in the 60s, the LA riots, the Watts riots in the 60s, we're not gonna tear up our cities, you know. We're trying to build in all actuality, and that's what they're afraid of us building ourselves up. Like, you know what, let me help you, brother, let me help you, sister. That unity,
they scared of that.
They scared because we way more powerful with numbers. Like, and it's like I said, the system of oppression try to keep us down, but we're definitely fighting it back. Like, we're finding our true selves and what it means to be a melanated woman and a melanated man in society.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna say what tripped me out, but when I was watching the news and when they were talking about all the stuff that's going on in Virginia right now, Barack Obama tweeted a Nelson Mandela quote, and it said, "No one is born to hate another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion." Mm-hmm. That, first of all, for some reason, I've never came across that quote.
Really?
From Nelson Mandela? Yeah. I've came across a lot of his quotes, but not that one. And when I read that one, and when I seen that Barack Obama tweeted it, and it got like a gazillion retweets, it was like the second most retweeted tweet in the history of Twitter. And the first one was Ariana Grande, from when she had the bombing at her show. I don't know what she tweeted that made it, but I know that she was number one. Yeah. But to know that Barack Obama's tweet is the second most tweeted tweet of all Twitter history, and to know that, first of all, Nelson Mandela said it. That's number one. Yeah. And number two, it kind of made me think, like, you know what, you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I was learned to love everybody. You're taught that. And it's sad that, you know, people are teaching their kids.
You're really taught to hate, because that love, it comes as a kid, especially as a kid. That love is so pure and genuine and innocent. It's just like, you know, if kids say certain things, or, you know, like you say, it's taught, and that's really true.
So it's like you're teaching a little 5-year-old not to like someone because of the color of their skin, and eventually that kid's gonna ask why. What did they do towards me?
And I can only imagine what the parents and certain people are explaining to their children, the ones who are teaching hate. How are you explaining hate to a them
5-year-old
because of this? Like, that's sick. That's so crazy. Sick to me. Like, you're twisted. Like, you need to be evaluated.
So it's just that it just trips me out, because it's just like, what I like. Growing up in school, when you're learning about racism and stuff like that, I've always had that question, like, what was the purpose? Why?
You know?
What are you hating me for because of the color of my skin? I don't hate you because of the color of your skin. You just another person as me. And I feel like, because growing up, I've always looked at people like, I never looked at color. I never looked at anything. I just looked at you as you. Mm-hmm.
And for your name, you was Monique. You was Sasha. You was
whatever you was.
Brenda.
That was you. And I never ever had, like, I never had like, because I went to school with white people. I went to school with all types of people. And it's like, I still got friends to this day that's white, Persian, Mexican, Asian. They still my friends. Like, I look at them as them. And it's sad that, other cultures are teaching their kids the exact opposite. It's sad. And that's what causes a race war, because that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation.
Because I feel like it's the whole pre-notion of lighter is better. Lighter equals better. But like I said, it's all a mind thing. How is lighter better than darker, and how is darker better than lighter? It's just all equal. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But how is it better? It does not make it better.
Absolutely.
And that's that whole pre-notion of, if the majority says, that's what Western society develops, that if the majority says it's A, then it's A. It's like, no. I can be like it's B, and I can be right, and you can be right, but it doesn't make that majority stick,
I seen a post just recently when we were on break, and it said the only thing that should be separated by color is laundry.
For real, because if you don't separate your whites from your colors, your shit gonna bleed.
For real.
But no, seriously though, that's the only thing that should be separated.
Anything else, it shouldn't be separated. Like in the 60s, we shouldn't have to use separate restrooms. What you think? We got the cooties. We all got the same thing.
It's just weird to me, because we're the only species that does that. Like, we don't treat dogs like that. Yeah. Oh, because you're black, you look better, or because you're white, you look better, or with cats, or with any type of animal. Like, but with our own kind, with black people, I feel like we follow that agenda. With promoting selves, like, a red bone, you a red bone, and all that. Like, no,
we're all the same.
We just different shades of melanin. That's all. Like, and that's the beauty of other cultures. Versus, if you think about white people, they don't change shades. It's fair, fairer, fairest. What is that? They don't have no color spectrum compared to melanated people, Hispanics, and Asians. Even Asians got, their color spectrum is real, from Koreans and Japanese. I feel like they're the lightest, all the way down to like Cambodians and Filipinos. They're real like tanned in the face. Same thing with Spanish people. You can have some Spanish people that look white, blonde hair, blue eyes, and then you have some that be real tan. So it's like, white people, and then the white, but they promote that agenda that because they don't change color, they better. And in actuality, that makes you the weakest. You are the weakest.
Because I like carmelians. Goodbye. If you think about it, I look at it as a carmelian. How they
a chameleon?
Yeah, carmelian.
Chameleon.
Oh, I'm thinking of the rapper.
No, his name was Chameleon there too. You said carmelian. A carmelian.
How you say it?
Chameleon.
There we go.
But yeah, they mad because they don't change colors. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. That's how I feel. Real talk. I don't take them seriously anymore.
I don't either.
With the whole, because it's just, I know who I am. I have a true identity of self. I know who I am. So you can't tell me anything. You can't tell me anything else other than that.
Yeah. So. And I know there's good white people out there too.
Yeah, it's the good fair people.
But we ain't messing with them Confederate. No.
Yeah. Anybody that's promoting hate. Anybody that's promoting hate. You got.
And you know what? One thing I can't say. I commend Clay Aiken for tweeting what he tweeted. I don't know if
Bro voted for Trump, didn't he?
He did, but he took everything. I guess when Trump.
You cannot take that back. You cannot. You voted for bro. I don't care what you say on Twitter. I don't care what you say. You can put out a whole manifesto about how you apologize. You voted for bro. You're part of the problem. Like, no. I'm not commending nobody. You did this, and then he gonna get up on the stage and say, "Oh, it's both sides to blame." So the counter protesters was blamed.
And then the Ku Klux Klan. I don't know if you know, but the Ku Klux Klan actually tweeted Donald Trump back like, "Thank you for your honesty and all of that and your consideration," or something.
I read something about Donald Trump's daddy, though.
What?
Getting involved in a Klans meeting. Yeah, girl, get deep. People don't know. That's why I be saying people don't know. But
not my president. Not mine. But I just want to say real quick with Clay Aiken, because I like him. I liked him on American Idol. I did. What? It was American Idol. He was cool.
Bruh.
Just for that split second of American Idol, I liked him. But I just wanted to say, like, even though, he voted for dude, And I'm not. Why you looking at me like that?
Because you just. What the hell you about to justify?
I'm not justifying anything.
What did he say?
He was just like, you know. Oops. He was just pretty much saying, like, you know, he wants to be able to make a world a better place. And
well, you should have started by not voting for Trump. How about that?
He was. I just look.
How you cannot tell me that you want to make the world a better place and you voted for Trump. Like that's an oxymoron. I'm sorry. I'm not falling for it.
I'm not. I just thought it was very interesting for him to tweet what he tweeted, and to, you know, even after he was.
So you must mess with Caitlyn too, because Caitlyn tweeted it too. Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, I don't know. Bruce is crazy. I don't mess with him.
But Clay looked like Bruce. Speaking of making the world a better place,
let's talk about how we can make the world a better place at the end of the day. Love. It ain't nothing like it, man. If we just stop fighting this hate with hate and just love, you know what I'm saying?
Laugh like I'm doing.
Just laugh about everything that's going on in the world. Like, brush it off your shoulder. At the end of it all, we know...
Not necessarily brush it off, but brush the hate off.
Yeah. Just brush the hate off and just
figure out how to
get in your lane and do what you have to do to make... in order for you to make the world a better place, it starts with yourself and also the people around you as well. Like, when you and your friends, y'all see, you know, y'all see the problems in y'all neighborhood or whatever, do something to change it.
Exactly. Because that's what it's about. Like, they don't see us at value because a lot of the times we as black people don't see value in ourselves. Even Hispanics got gangs, Asian got gangs, there's drugs all throughout every one of our cultures.
Absolutely.
You know, and we're keeping ourselves down. It's like, if we put our heads together, like you say, with your friends and in your communities, to branch out and it starts with you and your community, making that a better place and seeing that prosper, because you only gonna see value in yourselves if you see it around you.
Exactly.
You can't keep trying to be into somebody else's crowd if you're not even doing what you gotta do to take care of your own. Why would you even want to be in a crowd? Like,
exactly.
Make your own. It's cooler. But no, for real, like coming up with like I was saying, coming up with our own systems of teaching our kids and stuff. Because if you think about it, we're so woke. We know this. We know that we don't learn our black history in schools anymore. Our children, our peers, our family members are not being taught the real black history.
Exactly.
Where does our black history start? Slavery. It starts from there, and then it goes on for 400 years, and then it's the civil rights. It's like, what? So black people just came out of thin air? Like, what was we doing before that?
Exactly.
Oh, you don't know? Okay, like, so why are you teaching me my history if you don't even know what I was doing before y'all captured me? Like, for real, that's how I feel. Like,
it's true.
You shouldn't be doing that, and that's a part of making the world a better place. Fuck they systems. Get a part and start doing you. Like, I see it, and a part of the internet is really helping, you know, broaden those horizons, because I see it on a daily. Different people in different parts of the world and different parts of this country that
talking about it
and also being about it, making those steps towards changing, implementing new schools, new things, and new grocery stores and things like that. Shout out to the Bargain Outlet on Rosecrans and Central. That's
all
a black grocery store, ladies and gentlemen. Like, so it's like, we're really trying to, you know,
make our neighborhoods, make our communities a better place for not just for us, but our future children along.
Yes.
Because if y'all think about it, real talk, they're trying to gentrify our black neighborhoods.
Yes.
That's why they're trying to bring these stadiums and do all this work. And it's like, okay, we can do that, but I already told myself,
these are our neighborhoods.
This is our neighborhood. Y'all not about to run me out.
And build your neighborhood up and build your businesses that you've been passing by.
So why would you want to take
whole
what
life?
We have?
Like, and because we haven't learned about that in economics, we don't know that renting out this space is $800 a month. What? You and your friends, 4 people come together with a business plan, open up that business. 4 divided by 8, that's $200 a month. But you spending that on Jordans, you spending that on your weave, you spending that on your nails per month. Like, it's just so many things that we could do to implement and really circulate to where you don't even have to worry about working for nobody's big business. You will become like Raylene said before the show, she called herself an entrepreneur Negro.
That's what I'm gonna be, an entrepreneur Negro.
And they don't teach us those entrepreneurial, skills and things that we can implement into making we have to go work for somebody else. Like, no, don't let them come and, like she said, gentrify our system, our ways. And I tell people when I be driving up certain like black neighborhoods and I be seeing white people, I be like, where did you come from? Like, what? Like, and like she was saying, these stadiums and stuff, yeah, everybody like, oh yeah, like the stadium coming, yeah, your rent about to go up, yeah, your mortgage about to go up. Exactly. Then what you gonna do? Like,
they want to push us out to Lancaster, Palmdale.
Vegas.
They want us to be in a secluded area to where all we're gonna do is just go to war
because
against
cheap.
each other.
Because they know black people, we cheap. They know we like the bargain at a price. We always trying to bargain life. So they're like, okay, we're gonna build these big nice houses in the middle of nowhere. Give them a Walmart. Give them a McDonald's. And they'll be cool. Like, no. No, I want to be in the heart of where I grew up at, where I was raised, and where I want to raise my future children. Period. Period.
Because I feel like when they try to come, I feel like, because honestly, I have a feeling.
What you mean when they try to come in? Girl, I just seen a couple of them riding some bikes up in Inglewood the other day.
Really?
Girl, bike riding, pedaling to the metal like they was in Santa Monica somewhere. I'm like, you are on Prairie. What is you doing?
No, but what I was saying was, I have a feeling because they gonna come more and more throughout time.
Yeah, when they figure out how LA is becoming the new transportation system and all this stuff. Yeah.
So when they're gonna start coming out here more, I just feel like us as a people, we're gonna be like, no, something's gonna happen to where we're gonna take a stand. Like, you're not moving us out.
No, but you take a stand by becoming prosperous in your own wit and doing stuff to uplift you and putting that cushion for you and your future generation.
True.
Not just spending your money on the materialistic things. Because granted, these people ain't spending their money on that stuff. Like, we're the consumers. We spend a lot of money.
Absolutely.
A lot of money on BS. That money we could be putting into ourselves and opening up new businesses and tripling that money that we made to buy that materialistic item, and we don't, it becomes it's economics, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's not hard. Like, so it's like you flipping your money, yeah, the scammers do it. Why not flip your money to something good? I don't know, like, for real, like, that's how I feel like we gonna make the world a better place, creating our own system,
absolutely.
Our own way, because we got the culture, we see the culture. It's like, okay, black people, melanin, that word is so powerful, like melanin, like that did, like, it's, of course it's been around, but it just started gaining popularity and its power. Like, I got melanin, like, that's a beautiful thing, and not everybody has melanin, so
exactly.
It's like,
so it's like, take pride in what you have.
Take pride, and don't let the hate get on you. Dust your shoulders off.
I don't know if I told the story on air, but it's a little boy at my job, and I was talking to him. He's about like 5 or 6. He said, "Why are your gums black?"
Ooh.
And I was not offended. I said, "Baby, it's called melanin." And when you get older one day, when your teeth get all rotten, you're gonna want to thank yourself and thank your ancestors you even got the melanin in your gums.
For real.
Because it's gonna stop you from having gum disease.
No, because they promote that too, that black gums are bad. Like that. And I was born with this.
And I always thought that as a kid, that my gums were ugly. I always wanted my gums to be pink. But when I learned, because I used to get teased about that. That was one of the things I used to
really?
Real quick.
I never got teased for my gums.
I got teased for my gums.
I got teased for my lips because my lips are darker. They be like, "Oh, your lips black," and I be like,
I got melanin in my lips.
That's just the color of them, dude. Like, I don't know what to do.
But I got teased for that, and I never knew what that was until like right after high school. And I was having a conversation with some people. I don't know who. I think it was some classmates when I was in college, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's melanin," and I was like, "What?" And that's when I first learned about melanin. And I'm like, "Oh."
See?
Okay.
Yeah. And it just gained its power from there.
So, so it's just, we got to be proud of what we have. Like, don't be ashamed of, because you're light or because you're dark or because you don't look this certain way or something or whatever. Because everyone has insecurities. So at the end of the day, if you love yourself, you'll be able to love everyone around you, your community, your everybody. And that love is going to show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You also have to be the change that you want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
If you see that this is, a messed up system and all this stuff, go out and do something about it.
Change it.
Start working towards
the
game. Change the game, man.
So at the end of the day, you got to change the game and love yourself, love your community, and just try to show love as much as you can. Try to be as humble as you can too. Absolutely, you have to stay humble. So that ends this week's episode of The Perspective. Please be sure to check us out on YouTube and iTunes. Please be sure to follow me, Raylene Inez, with 1 Z on Twitter, 2 Z's on Instagram, and Raider Rose with 3 A's on Snapchat. Destinee, tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me on Instagram at Destinee Denise with 3 N's on the end of Denise. And you can find me on Snapchat and Twitter at Destinee Denise with 2 E's on the end of the Denise. Yeah, have to make sure I got that out there.
All right, you guys, that's it for this week's episode. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.